I've got a question. Can a 10-year green card holder marry someone and put in for them while they're in Guyana? And if so, how long will that take?
It will take about 2 to 3 years, provided that 10-year green card holder, if they got their green card through marriage, it was more than 5 years ago.
My brother has a case at IOM on Iraq, and already since 2012...
IOM?
IOM?
What's
We're
IOM?
going to see what that means.
International Organization for Migration.
He has a case at the International Organization for Migration.
In Iraq.
In Iraq.
Right.
I have no idea what that organization is, but let's continue.
Okay, and already since 2012, did the first interview in 2017 and second interview by phone, asking about the 10-year phone and mails. So I'm a citizen right now, and I want to fill an I-130 for him. Is there a special form called an I-130 Priority 2 or same regional I-130?
You're just filing an I-130. There's no priority I-130, but Iraq is on the list of countries that are banned right now. So if you are a citizen of Iraq, you're not going to get a green card.
It seems like the IOM is a UN migration program.
Okay, wonderful.
So.
I've never heard of it, but I'm sure it's a wonderful program.
Right. Our next one comes from Godwin, who said, can someone with a green card file for a child below 10 years old, and how long would it take for them to get approved?
About 2 years.
All right, our next one comes from Kofi saying, I have 2 questions for my friend. 1, he submitted marriage-based green card application on November 15th, and he and the spouse went to the interview 3 months ago, but his spouse and child was on food stamps. He wants to know if he'll be affected by the public charge, and 2, her food stamp case is closed now. This month, she is no more on food stamps again.
You still have public charge even before October 15th. It's always been around, and if you're taking public services, they can take that into consideration on whether to approve you or not. It's just a much more difficult, higher burden of public charge after October 15th. So yes, it will be taken into account.
Mile is having a little problem. Myself and my U.S. citizen spouse went for a green card interview on July 30th of this year, and we have not yet heard anything from the officer. We presented a bunch of documents that showed that we had a commingled financial relationship, but the officer only asked me 5 questions. I answered them all, but she asked my wife 11 questions, and she answered them, but not all of them, because she didn't know really basic things, like things that how much money they had in their bank account.
I think you asked this question before, and I told them they got to wait 120 days, and if there's no decision, they could wait longer or they can file a mandamus.
All right, and our next one comes from...
And by the way, when you file a mandamus, you'll either get approved or they're going to schedule you for a Stokes anyway, but you're going to get your Stokes a lot faster than waiting 2 years for it.
Right.
All right, next one comes from Grandma. It's a follow-up question for her friend who filed the renewal of her combo card and only filed the I-765. She did not get the travel document. So now can she file the other forms or should she refile everything?
No, just file the other form.
Okay.
Beauty Queen said, is VAWA ending this month? Legal Aid is doing my VAWA petition, but should I be worried if they haven't submitted yet? My next appointment is in October with them.
Yes. Actually, I'd be worried. We don't know what's going to happen with VAWA.
It's about 4 a.m. on Instagram saying, in Barbados, how long after my documents have been submitted online does it take to get a date for my interview at the U.S. consulate?
What documents and what type of interview?
Just says the documents.
I don't know what documents and I don't know what interview. So he is typing this at about 4 a.m. He's got to give us a little more information.
Okay.
John said, I filed the I-360 on August 31st of last year. Got the prima facie in October, at the end of October. After that, I went ahead and filed the I-45 and the I-765 on May 3rd of this year. So now the I-765 EAD is under the C-31, and is it possible to get the EAD before the I-360 is approved, or do I have to switch under the C-9 to get it before the I-360 could be approved?
You've got to switch to the C-9, which means you got to file a new I-765.
All right, Kawal Preet.
Now, anybody who doesn't know all the immigration lingo, like, what the hell are they talking about? The C9 to the...
I actually feel really good that I know most of what those words mean.
C9
That's good.
is the section of law. When you fill out the work permit application, I-765, it says, under what section of law are you entitled to a work permit? And section C9 is the section that says I'm entitled to it because of filing an adjustment application. C31 is I'm entitled to it because I have an approved I-360. So you don't get it till it's approved.
I see.
Okay. C8 is asylum. Those are the ones I know off the top of my head. All the other ones I got to look it up.
That's all you needed for this one. You
Right.
just grilled yourself,
Yeah,
Brad.
exactly.
I got married last year in USA. My husband is Canadian citizen. I'm a green card holder. I was applied the I-130 September last year, but still pending. F2A category are current. Can we apply for the I-485 before the 15th of October?
As long as you're in legal status, yes.
Unique did her I-130 and her I-485 interview yesterday.
Okay.
It was approved on the spot, and
Great.
I even got the email this morning saying
Congratulations.
my card and documents are in production.
Great.
But
Nice.
But
the online status for the I-130 is still saying it's under initial review.
don't,
Why?
because they don't update their computer, which is why people have to stop looking at what it says online because it's not always correct.
All right. Eva tweet saying, asking for a friend, can I still visit the U.S. on my B1, B2 visa while my I-130 petition is still in process?
You're taking a risk.
Champion said if you get 2.5 years, could you still apply for a visa to come to America?
If you get 2.5 years in jail, you can apply, but I doubt they're giving it to you.
Jeanette saying, after 8 months filing on a marriage base, this week they sent me an email asking for initial evidence. I'm married to a U.S. citizen for 20 months. Is this normal?
It's normal if you didn't fill out the forms right.
Ben said my cousin's.
This is
This could be a speed round,
No,
honestly.
right.
We're really killing this.
Because the initial evidence is that mean when they say we need more of initial evidence, it means you didn't submit everything you needed with the application.
Exactly.
Right.
Which is why you need a lawyer.
Right.
Usually.
Ben said my cousin's wife is a green card holder. The I-130 was approved for her spouse, but was sent to NVC instead of NBC. He's done his biometrics for the adjustment as an F2A and it's current. What can he do? So basically his I was
That
trying to
face was
throw you
like-
back. So cousin's wife is a green card holder.
I heard NBC and NVC. That's about the only two words I heard the whole thing.
So the I-130 was approved for her spouse, but it was sent to NVC instead of NBC. Why?
Because you didn't file an adjustment with it.
Well, it says he's done his biometrics for the adjustment as an F2A.
Because then you filed an adjustment that you weren't eligible for, because as an F2A, you have to be in legal status to file the adjustment. So maybe he was out of status, this person.
Problem.
Aha.
Aha. Our next one comes from Jay Barth saying, can you file for minor kids who have once overstayed their visa? How long would it take? Asking for my niece. She'll be soon married to her boyfriend.
The boyfriend's a citizen and the kids are under 18. They're going to file adjustments with the mom.
Nathan said, could you elaborate more on good moral character and how would you prove it for people filing their adjustment of status?
Good moral character means you're a good person. So how do you prove it? If you worked, you paid taxes. If you lived in America or anywhere in the world, you have never been arrested in the last 5 years. You don't have a criminal record. You don't take drugs. You're a decent human being. That's what good moral character is.
All right. King Peony filed an AOS in February 2019, did biometrics in March. Months later, she got an update, or he got an update on an I-485 case. As of September 24th, the case is ready to schedule for an interview and will send a notice. Now, how long until this interview?
Oh, I knew. Magic 8 Ball. When is this interview coming?
You just knew it was
Magic
coming.
8 Ball. Is this interview coming in the next month? Cannot predict. That's what it says. It's Magic 8 Ball. Look,
That's
Kim.
wow.
It says can't
Cannot
predict.
now.
Cannot predict now. I can't predict either. I don't know when you're going to get an interview.
Wow, that Magic 8 Ball is
very
really
good.
magic.
It's very good.
It's magical.
It's very good.
That Magic 8 Ball.
It is a very magical Magic 8 Ball. You know where it emanated from? Apartment 9J.
Makes sense.
How long after biometrics should the H4 approval be granted from the California police?
California Police
California office.
If it was filed at the same time, it should be approved at the same time. If it was filed differently, then I don't know how long. By the way, Lisa Bling Rose wants to know what's on your shirt, and I'm looking right now. It's either it looks like a leopard or a ball of yarn. I'm not sure.
So it's a tiger.
It's a
tiger.
Ball of yarn.
A
I'm not sure.
He would
I thought
rock
he
a
was
ball
talking
of
about
yarn
this.
shirt,
Yes.
though.
You're like, look at this. I've got some yarn all over my shirt. Isn't that ironic? Because the shirt's made from yarn.
Well, no, that's why it would be funny, because it's a cotton shirt.
That's
Right.
That's right.
All right.
All
we
right,
got-
our last one for right now comes from Garfield Smith saying, hey, Brad, does a 5-year-old that has overstayed his visa need a waiver or anything to do an interview in Jamaica if he's in the U.S.?
Nope. Because you can't be responsible for what you do as a 5-year-old. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.